fire. All right, fire sign placements and Venus. Let's get to you. So you can get to you. You guys' energy feels great. I'm hearing conductor flower. So like, I don't know, it feels like great electrical flowing states for you. So this tells me too that a lot of ideas are going to come in that you're going to be able to make attainable and materialize. I'm hearing building blocks here. So yeah, you guys are like fire sign placements in Venus. You guys are feeling good. You do. I mean, I felt it when I was getting ready. I smelled you getting out the elevator. So a lot of you, your sense of humor could be coming back as well. I don't know. You feel like you back on. On. Okay. All right. Anything else for fire sign placements in Venus? I don't know. I like y'all. I want to invite. Can I hang with who? Somebody comment down below. Who? Which one of y'all? Who? Who has the fire sign placements in Venus? I want to hang with you. Can we be friends? Or at least for a moment. Or at least when I'm in my creative flow. We can build off of one another or something. I don't know. Comment down below if you have a fire sign placement in Venus. All right. Welcome to my newbies. Hello to my oldies. My name is Diamond and you. It's just a lot of energy. I was like, my name is Diamond and you are watching Pretty Blind Eyes. The readings held on this channel are for entertainment purposes only. This is a great time for you to take advantage of cardio workouts and things like that too. I'm just still smiling. The readings held on this channel are for entertainment purposes only. The discussions held on this channel should not be taken as literal advice. I am legally blind, so I do read braille. Ooh, I just got hot and cold. Oh my God, like a flush, feel good feeling. Like, you know, when you get excited and you be like, ooh, you know, should not be taken as literal advice. I am legally blind, so I do read braille on my cards to decipher what they are, but I'm an overall intuitive reader. In the description box below, you can find several ways to interact with me, one of which is the availability to book private readings. That calendar is open. Keep your eyes out on the community tab if you would like the summer discounts. I'll be announcing them every day, so you can't miss it. But just know you're only going to find it on the community tab, not on the homepage. The homepage has the regular prices, all right? Thank you guys for all the love, support, gifts, donations, journeying with me, and patience. Again, the community tab, for those who don't know, it's where I make my announcements and stuff. Oh, and yeah, you can also make your own post over there now too. You sure can. All right, so yeah, let's get you guys some general messages. Like I said, now is a great time for you, like if you're trying to get your body right and you're trying to get back out on the dating, you're trying to get back out on the dating scene, or I don't know. I just feel like all the energy is aligning. I'm hearing like kinetic energy. It's just, I don't know. The energy is in your favor. For any type of motion you're trying to get into, bring, attract, is there, right? I don't know if this is for all summer, but I know it's either you're in it now or it's coming up, or if you're in it now, use it to your advantage. I mean, I don't think that you'll crash and burn or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, if you take hold to it now and flow with it, you know, I'm hoping and I can pray that you'll balance it out and just ride the wave, and then find out how to stay on your surfing board even when it gets a little heavy and hectic. All right. General messages from my little fro was itching my ear. All right. General messages for fire sign placements in Venus, Hermit card. So a lot of you know you cooking with something, but a lot of you just don't want to say anything because you don't want any outside forces to put any bad juju on it. I feel like a lot of you just want to be strong in what it is that you have going on before you start making any announcements or letting anybody know what's up. Because I can agree, because I feel this too, you have been working hard to maintain it and keep it. But I feel like the jitters and stuff too, like, I don't know, you guys, natural highs could feel like you just lit off caffeine or something too. I'm like real jittery, but in a good way, like you're really excited about something, and you guys have some great news is going to keep coming in back to back to back. And it feels like creatively, but of course these are love readings, so within all of this is love. But I just feel like your focal point is like keeping your energy up and balanced. And you see, King of Wands, you're doing a great job. Fire placements in Venus. Yep, a lot of you, this has a lot to do with your work environment. Yep, look at the nervous system there. Yeah, all of this good energy is going to attract a lot of good things that your heart desires. Love, money, all of that. But since we're in the arena of love here and beauty, and the finer things in life, you know. See, Four of Wands. Oh, you in your element when it comes to your placement and Venus. Star card with the Two of Pentacles. I'm here. Upside down, you turn me. Sun card with the Ten of Cups and the Chariot card. Ooh, they're playing I Rock the Party That Rocks the Body too. But what I'm getting here though, like I feel like somebody, I don't know, like you could win a trip somewhere. Oh, they're saying like something's gonna fall through where like your crush or something could end up being on this trip, or they could end up going to this. Give group trips, and then you know how like in school you used to ask like, "Girl, you going?" "Yeah, I'm going." "Oh, you know such and such going, right? For real?" "Oh, I can go this year too." So that's gonna be even more motivation for you to like keep yourself in this energy. King of Cups, Emperor card. They're showing Tina Marie and Rick James. You turned on my fire, baby. There's duet energy here, but what's going on with that? There's fire and desire. There's some apologies here, some makeup energy. Someone here is going to be a lot more... they're not going to be as stressed. So I feel like this is your companion or you, and then your companion was like wanting your emotions. Put it where it applies because this is so general. But I feel makeup energy here in a fair way. It's not manipulation. Whoever this is, whether it's you, fire sign placements in Venus, or your companion or someone you're interested in, they're going to become a lot more emotionally available, or you will. And it's genuine because there's no more stress. And you're going to see that had a lot to do with it. Queen of Cups with the Ace of Swords. They're playing Can't You See by Total. Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords. Yeah, for some of you, I feel like you may have felt like somebody wasn't being honest with you about this connection, but you're about to see the truth. It's almost like this is a person you got advice from, or they got advice from someone about you, put it where it applies, and y'all just couldn't see it, so it was hard to believe. I guess that's why they're playing Can't You See? Look at the magic. Magician card. Our love is meant to be. You were made for me. Three of Swords with the Fool. Yep. Yes. Yeah. You're gonna have to eat them words, fire signs. That or they will. But there's really a rekindling. You guys are coming out of a rough patch with a lover here. you know, when you're married or in these serious relationships and stuff, it's not good. You're not gonna be happy every day. You know, you're going to see each other's flaws and everything. And sometimes the flaws will make you think or wonder, what the fuck did I get myself into? Like, and those emotions can make you feel like it's the end of the world. Like you made a bad choice to be with this person on, you know, in a serious relationship. But no, you guys are coming out of a rough patch. Every time I see you, Queen of Wands. You guys are so in sync with your fiery energy. Yes, that's you. I feel like a glow is coming back in. Fire signs placement. Telling me you are the one. Oh, what a feeling. Hey. All right, let's see. I can't wait for the day for us to be together. Yeah, I can't let you walk away. I'm telling you, y'all just had a rough patch that y'all about to work through. Page of Pentacles. Let me see. Knight of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. Six of Wands. Yeah, one of y'all thought the other was a jinx or like just negative. You know, one of y'all felt like the other one was a Debbie Downer. Like, I just feel like y'all just started to see each other's sides when you are under pressure. Like when you're not at your happiest. It's easy to be with people when you're happy, you know, but the strength is tested. When did I? Hold on, y'all. Sorry, I don't know why my groceries just flashed in front of me. I'm like, what did I pick? Did I pick 5 hours or less? I'm gonna have to check it. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why that came in like that. Maybe you guys are gonna just have like ADHD thoughts too. But anyway, where was I going with this? Yeah. You find out the truth and the strength of your relationship and whether it could stand the test of time based off of the hardships that you go through, the rough patches that you can make it through. And no, I'm not talking on the toxic level. Like, no, not like that. It's just like when the bills come in, or when it's time to make these decisions for the kids, or when it's time to make these career decisions for yourself, when it's time to stay aligned with source, when it's time to stay aligned with your life purpose. Can that person correspond with that? Can they evolve with you? Can they adjust to that? The overall thing that I always tell people, because they be like, hey, like, what's your number one thing that would be like a determining factor as to whether that a person could stand the test of time with you? For me, it's the will. I always tell people, just as long as someone has the will and can implement that like they have the will and the drive to see and work through it, then for me, that's the most important thing. Because you can be with someone and they could keep repeating the same shit over and over again. That means they don't have the willpower to try to overcome their darkness in order to be a better version for themselves that's aligning them with source, that's attracting, other great relationships that's in that same boat. But if y'all know what I'm saying? Like, if that willpower is strong, because you have that drive. You choosing to have that drive to see and to do the work. But if you in a relationship, you see that the will is there, but you don't think nothing wrong with you, or you just think, I don't know, that it's supposed to fall out the sky one day and just be right without you having to like have the will or drive. Like, when you want something, even when it doesn't feel good, and you can work through that or have the will to try anything that you can. And I'm not talking like to satisfy your ego, begging just to get back with that person just so you could feel better again. Not the toxic part of it, but it's just like, what are you willing to do? You know what I'm saying? Every step of the way, are you willing to see and try? Are you determined? Do you have the drive? All of that ties into willpower. And with it, you can overcome anything in life, whether it's some, different things within yourself and in relationships. So for me, that's very important. Just as long as the person's got that will and that willpower and that drive, and they really try, and I can see that they're trying, I feel like that, it's worth getting through those rough patches with them, because you will, because they're going to have that willpower, just like you, Two of Cups. But if one person only have the will and the drive to want to work on things and to get through things, you fucked. But anyway, so for you guys, that's what I feel like this is. You guys are just working through a rough patch, but a lot of you probably felt like, we're about to divorce, or we're about to like really not ever see each other again. And you think like emotions is a bitch. It'll make you think the worst. But they're not really real, but they're beneficial to us. They also protect us as well. But a lot of times it's just about interpreting your emotions and learning how to utilize them accordingly. That's just like with anything in life. But for us, we feel like emotions feel like your own thoughts. But really it's just a feeling in those moments that if you could master your mind, you could then ground those emotions and then be able to think logically. But a lot of times we act off of our emotions, and we say things and do things that we later regret. If we don't just, when it happens, just sit back for a minute and give ourselves time to ground it, we let our emotions take over. And a lot of times they can get us in trouble, especially if it's something that's heartbreaking. You do a lot of illogical things, and things seem a lot worse than what they really are. And I think that's what you guys are coming out of, all right? All right, fire signs. So let's start with Leo. Leo placements in Venus. Come to the front.
Venus in Leo. Want to know what it means if you or your partner has Venus in Leo? Venus is the planet that influences value, attraction, and refinement. And when Venus is in the archetype of Leo, Venus is centered around courageousness, extravagance, leadership, innocence, romance, and entertainment.
That little sensual voice y'all hear is my girl Nicole. She has been working on my birth chart for me for, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years now. So if you really want to know what love is like for you this lifetime, if you want to learn more about your love life with your Venus placement, then I'm going to put her email at the bottom. It will be pinned in the comment section. And, go holler at her and see what's up. See what the planets had going on when you entered into this world and how it impacts your love life and how you can improve it or what type of blockages are there, all that. All right, Leo, placements in Venus, Leo. All right, I'm hearing static electricity here and I'm seeing this. So, again, there's something cooking up here in love for you. Again, I just feel like, there's this determination. So again, I guess I could be speaking to people who may have had a rough patch, and now you're somehow you got this energy to really see it through. Maybe a spark of inspiration came over you, and you remember every reason why you fell in love with that person, and now you're ready to see it through, and you feel it. You feel that you're ready to see it through. See, Page of Swords. 5 of Wands. Yeah, some of you, this is coming off as like some sort of argument or something that you had with this person and you've been struggling to alchemize it. I got a question. There are some things that if you just ask, you guys would be a lot further in life, or maybe there's something you wish they would know or ask you. Yeah, there's something that's been avoided as to what caused this friction and these confrontations and stuff, right? See, he told you something cloudy here. Yep, 10 of Swords. So yeah, you guys, either you or this person felt like closed off. I'm feeling like one of the main factors was stress here and like projects or something. Someone could have been putting work and stuff over love. And it's just something to shift out of or work through or have a conversation about. I feel like somebody here has been, just very stressed from work and then having to balance out work and family. And again, how does that look on paper to those of you who may be married to, say like, like when you look like, suppose you act off of emotions and you actually foul. Or decide like, okay, we just gonna break up. We can't do this, even if it's not marriage. And then you look back at that time and you're like, damn, I was working a lot. I did have a little attitude all the time. I didn't have the energy to really, communicate my feelings because I didn't know how to turn them on and off to be able to get back up for work. I did gain weight from like just being stressed within. It's just a lot of times is the stress and stuff. You'd be surprised, the twists and turns of life in the world. 3 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like too, Leo placements in Venus, you're going to find out you've never been alone in your emotions. Again, I can't tell which one this is. I don't know if you've been the like busy one, so you haven't been available emotionally, or if you feel like this is how this person has been. Maybe it was interchangeable. Maybe some days, and maybe y'all both was like returning the energy back and forth from one another. But like I said in the general fire sign messages, whatever this is, y'all can see it through. It doesn't look toxic. It looks like you guys have the components and I'm not going to say the potential. You guys have the will. You guys have the mindset. You guys have the clarity and the strength to work through this. Yeah, 9 of Wands is just a rough patch that felt like blockages, and those blockages can make you feel like it's the end. Is this the end? Oh, are you my friend? All right, 3 of Swords. Oh yeah, somebody was being dramatic. One of y'all thought that. See, look now. Oh my God, the Devil card. Yeah, y'all just pretty much life not took advantage. Life took over, and it was hard to see love. It was hard to feel good. It was hard to be understanding when you're feeling like you're underwater, you know? But again, this is just a rough patch. You know? I feel like y'all both was blaming each other. Yo ass stressing me out. That's the reason why I done gained 50 pounds. I don't see anything toxic here though. But do you guys have like toxic tendencies? We all do, you know, but again, that willpower. I mean, but also we're learning the difference between when something is just flat out toxic and it's just the lesson would be to get the fuck on and don't push nothing that ain't meant to be pushed and get yourself stuck in a hole even more. But then there's the lesson of mastermind, being a master, you know, mastering the mind and not allowing the emotions to get your ass in trouble and have you, you know, dabble into your toxic tendencies where you causing scars and hurt that would be hard to come back from just because you in your emotions and you feel like you can't control shit, you know? So again, these are just like your average rough patches here with you guys, Hierophant, World card. Some of you, it looks like it has something to do with distance too. You know, you know, love is an interesting thing, right? That's one thing I have seen. Well, a lot more than usual. I'm not saying that it's not a, how do I put it? I'm not saying is what I am saying, it is possible to keep one another secure in a relationship. But one thing I have noticed is that when you get to certain patches, no matter how long you've been with that person, no matter what you've been through, isn't it interesting how at any given time you can wake up or get yourself in a feeling where you become scared that you'll lose that person? And what I feel like that is on a spiritual level is what I used to tell people all the time, and I still say this though: we spend our entire lives saying goodbye, you know, because we're evolving too. So you can look at it in a positive way. Because of the evolution, we're having to say goodbye all the time. You know, we are conceived in mommy's womb. 9 months later, we have to come from up about of there. And then we got all these faces in our faces with this fake ass light that don't look like the heavenly light. And then it's like, okay, damn, okay, I'm not in there anymore. So what is all it is? Then you're in the arms of people, you're in your cribs, you're wrapped in blankets, then you got to say goodbye to that, and you got to learn to crawl, and you got to learn to walk, then you got to say, you're constantly outgrowing things. So I feel like even in secure relationships, deep down within our cellular memory, because this is another thing too, because then you don't know when you're gonna die. Hello, then you're saying goodbye again. You always, even before you go on a utero, when you do your blueprint and you're working with your angels and your team to get ready to come on down here, you're saying goodbye to your loved ones. The smart ones, I guess, that decided that, all right, I ain't going, but good luck, baby. You say goodbye to them, and then you go in your mommy's womb and you live in there for a little while and you say, so I feel like that's what it is though, okay? But all right, Leo. All right, let's do Aries next. Get in here, Aries.
Venus in Aries. Want to know what it means if you or your partner has Venus in Aries? Venus is the planet that influences value, attraction, and refinement. And when in the archetype of Aries, Venus is centered around drive, initiation, autonomy, and confrontation.
Hey, so Aries. Rougher anime, rougher. Push it out, all right? All right, Aries, so for you, what I'm getting here, it does have a lot to do with vocalizing and expressing yourself, but watching your motherfucking tone. So yeah, so far I feel like I'm getting a feeling, I'm picking up on a pattern of the air signs. Y'all just having rough patches in your connections or with getting things started with someone that you really like because of things that, you're being redirected to work on when it comes to self-management. And for you guys, it's your motherfucking mouth. It's that tone. It's your choice of words. It's that blunt, direct energy. It's that, like, so you're being called to master that mouth and like watch your tone and learn more pleasant ways to communicate what it is that you want to convey, because guess what, you're not gonna get the results that you want if you, the way you putting it out, you gonna get it back. So if you offend people with your tone or the little slick shit you say, thinking it's gonna like fix something, it's not. And the only reason why you communicate that way, well, there's a lot of reasons why, I'm sure, but you had to learn it from someone. One, whether it is that maybe somebody wasn't bold enough and you decided you wanted to be, is an imbalance in communication and different. We'll be here forever if I broke down every reason, but the main reason I'm seeing right now though is because is when you feel like your life is out of control, you don't have the patience, and so everything just quick, and when it's quick and somebody not moving fast enough, responding fast enough, texting fast enough, laughing fast enough, you know what I'm saying, picking something up fast enough, you, the mouth, it's the tone. All right, let's, okay, so for you guys it's the communication. All right, I feel like some of you do fear being soft because you feel like you always got your way when you had a little funky ass attitude and with that mouth and shit, you know? But if you want to elevate and evolve and you want sweeter people in your life, you know, you're definitely not gonna, a lot of them not gonna put up with this. They're not. Lover's card with the Ten of Swords, Queen of Wands. See what I tell you? A lot of people even avoid you because they don't even want to hear it. It's just like, man. Aries placements in Venus mouth is reckless. Like, my energy can't deal with that this time. Look, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Three of Cups. Y'all also, yeah, you guys got to work on your patience, because I'm also seeing here that like even publicly, it's like if I feel like the people I'm reading for, people are very avoidant when it comes to communication with you, because what they're reflecting back to you is, again, you needing to work on improving your communication. All right, because I'm seeing something here where I don't know if you constantly see a pattern of this or what, but I see somebody looking online. It's like, oh, they can't text me back, but they ass is online. You know, oh, I challenged them with this. They pop shit over here to this person, but they don't pop it to me. You see, there's a lot of ego here in your communication, and this is what's like this is what's messing up the connectivity with you in love. Four of Wands, Six of Cups, King of Cups. Yeah, I feel like some of you also attract a lot of very sensitive people too. A lot of, you know, they're very like little sweet bunny rabbits, you know, and you love that because excuse me, a lot of times we're attracted to situations and certain people because they have something that we desire, that we could have, and it's in us. It's just we're not tapped into it, so we are drawn to people who appear to be confident in it because we lack it or we haven't found it in ourselves yet. So, and I'm seeing here with y'all, like y'all attract real like sensitive, patient, you know, laid back kind of personalities, and then you're the rah mouthy one, you know, and they're the like grounded one. But these ones may appear like they have control of their emotions, but I think they just kind of keep theirs to themselves and cry to themselves, and they're probably emotional pillows for other people. And then being with the person like you, if they're not balanced, would be they have to learn how to express and how to vocalize, hey, you're doing too much, calm down, but not to be your babysitter or nobody else's, because I feel that that's what drains them too, is that they're natural empaths as well. But, you know, just even understanding that some people just like to control people with that type of behavior, and they just need to walk away from them, shouldn't be in relationships with them, right? But I feel like in your situation, you want to be tamed, like, you know, not controlled or anything, but you want a person that's very strong in when they compromise with you, you know, when they, you know, you want a bold person, but yet sweet. I feel like a lot of you, when you're imbalanced, you like to poke at these people that you attract because you love when they pop their shit. See, y'all gotta get balanced. Emperor card with the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God, y'all a trip, y'all. Temperance. Yep, you love patient people with good temperaments here. Strength card with the Nine of Cups. But I feel like y'all, even in y'all animals, like those of you who are dog lovers, I feel like the way you guys are, you also attract like hyper dogs that you get tired of fast. And you like gentle energies in your relationships and stuff. But you tend to attract or bump heads with fiery, mouthy people, hyper people, look at me kind of people, I feel like you clash with them. You can't do them long. Look, moon card. So I feel like in this connection is coming in for you. You're about to learn a lot about like your shadow side. There you are again, King of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles. You do want to work on it though. So I love that. So if you have not seen a general part of this reading for all fire signs as a collective in placements of Venus, you should check it out because I talk about the willpower and how important that is. I mean, at least for me, but I'll tell anybody. That's one of the strongest keys to managing managing and maintaining a long-term relationship is if both parties have the will to see and to work through things, to drive the determination, you can work it out. See, Devil card with the Justice card. Magician, there's somebody y'all really in love with, but I feel like you don't want to like overdo it and want them to see your imbalance of that mouth and attitude because you're afraid you run them away. But you love you a little soft bunny, like you do. I feel like y'all already have the science behind it. Like y'all already know it can't be two of y'all in a relationship. And I feel like your inner child just still needs to feel free while in love. Like you want someone that's gonna love you for your expressive nature and for that mouth. But someone that can also tell like, hey, you're saying too much or you're going too far, because I feel like you guys are very passionate and you do let anything come out. And I feel like you fall in love with people that you can trust to like, put the perimeters back around you. And it's like, hey, you're doing too much. That's about to get you in trouble. You might want to think about that before you say it. Oh, no, you need to change the way you put that. Here, let me help you kind of person. So you usually would attract people that's very good and gentle with communication. They think things through and then they help you word it in a way where you can like accomplish what you want. Because I feel like for some of you right here that I'm picking up on, it's like, the message be good, but it's the way that it's said and how it's said that always makes you lose out. So I feel like a lot of you struggle with communicating in a way to get people to respond to you and like, reciprocate with you. I feel like you guys run a lot of people away or a lot of people do avoid you. And that's why you have to, so a lot of throat chakra and heart. Throat and heart needs to be worked on and balanced for the ones I'm picking up on, all right? All right, Aries placements and Venus. See y'all later. Okay, so come on up in the room. Sagittarius placements and Venus.
Venus in Sagittarius. Want to know what it means if you or your partner has Venus in Sagittarius? Venus is the planet that influences value, attraction, and refinement. And when Venus is in the sign of Sagittarius, Venus is centered around friendliness, adventure, optimism, expansion, and philosophy.
Sagittarius placements in Venus, that lovely voice that you heard and those graphics that I think was on the screen. Don't know, blind, but I take my screen reader's word for it and hers and other people that saw it. That is Nicole. She has been my astrologer for about, I think, 3 or 4 years now. And she does birth charts and she gives you this paper and teaches you a lot about it. So since this is Venus placements, if you're very curious about your love this lifetime, what the obstacles could be, what is set in stone that you'll just have to learn to work around to in order to continue to evolve and attract the kind of love that you want and be the kind of lover that you want to be to who you want to be it to. Check her out. I'll have her email at the bottom if you want to see if she resonates with you, if she's your cup of tea. I get 2 done a year. Yeah. Overall, though, I really need to give her a try with just a specific love reading surrounding my Venus placement strictly. But she does the whole caboodle, all right? All right, Saggies. How you guys are? You guys feel quiet and like you're contemplating something. So I feel like either you're debating on if you should propose something to a lover, or you are thinking about whether that person is going to eventually propose something to you. I feel like this set of Sagittarius placements in Venus, you're very intuitive in a watery way, for to have this fire sign placement like this. I'm sure Nicole could explain more of why that is. But yeah, I just feel like you understand the power of silence here. Okay. All right. Okay. You understand that. So, and it's not manipulation. It's just like, what's that saying? Feed the rat cheese. It's just like you gotta let people, give people what they want so they can reveal who they truly are. Sound like y'all got a little splash of Scorpio up in here somewhere too. So it might have something to do with the degree or something that your Venus placement is in Sagittarius. See, and she'd be putting little circles around, put little notes on there for you, let you know. She also pulled tarot cards with it too if you want. All kinds of stuff, all kinds of tools. She got little printouts and with the planets moving around in real time and shit. Ace of Wands, Five of Wands. Yeah, so a lot of you, I'm hearing after the storm has come and gone, after the wind has already after the clouds have cleared the sky, God's gonna wipe each tear from my eye. So again, you understand the power of silence. And like I used to tell people on my first channel, it's like my grandma used to say, be still while God is doing his work. Like back then in the summertime when we were at my granny's, when it would storm, we all gather in the kitchen floor, not kitchen floor. Y'all wouldn't understand it. It's like, you have a dining area and then the kitchen, but there's no wall to separate it. We were in that area and we would sit down and she'd be like, everybody, be quiet. Don't be doing no extra shit while, but back then they used to cover the mirror up too because they believed that the lightning would strike you if it bounced off the mirror. So there's a lot of, to me, it feels like Saggies and Venus. There is a lot of myths here that has helped you evolve into your maturity when it comes to love too. Things that you do value that has helped you through. So a lot of you do have a process after you argue or when you argue. It's like some of you, I see you pulling out your religious context, whether the Bible, the Quran, whatever, even spiritually for some of you. I feel like some of you have old letters you like to read or old journal entries and things like that. You guys are a very reflective, watery set of Saggy placements and Venus here. All right, Death card with the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Again, you understand the power of silence. You understand the power of walking away and letting the dust clear first so that you can then think clearly. You ain't about that rah-rah, I'm on you, you on me kind of thing. It's like, because you feel like people blind you in that way and manipulate you in that way, and then you end up doing things you regret, and then you feel like it makes it worse. And you feel like if people act like this and don't respect when you withdraw, that they are trying to manipulate you and take advantage of you, and you feel like that there's no chance. Right? So the type of people that I'm reading for in these concepts of relationships is what I would like to call, you guys feel like withdrawers. And a lot of times withdrawers attract pursuers. And what that means is like a pursuer, when there's conflict, they like to talk about it right then and there. And there's nothing wrong with that when there's maturity there. But in the beginning, with people, when they're learning themselves and whether they're a pursuer or a withdrawer, most times pursuers that's imbalanced will poke and make shit worse because their emotions are off balance. But a mature pursuer, once they learn about themselves and they understand, hey, I'm a pursuer, I get very passionate. Let me make sure that what I'm trying to convey is fair and loving, even if I'm upset. And I have to understand that I'm with the withdrawer who may need time to gather her thoughts or his thoughts, so basically withdrawers, when there's conflict, they shut down. And so imbalance, they shut down. And on the darker side, they can use their silence to manipulate, to avoid the conflict and then just pick up where they left off when they feel like the dust is settled. A mature withdrawer, when they learn about themselves, will know, hey, I just need time to think about it so that we can address this with love. I could communicate with clarity, and I won't be so shook where I'm too shut down and I can't really be honest with you, open and honest with you. Because a lot of times withdrawers with their nervous systems, they shut down, and they got to learn through, through growth that, okay, what are some things I need to do to open myself up to then feel like I'm in a safe place to communicate. Whereas pursuers are like, no, now we need to talk about this because I don't want it going into tomorrow, and I don't want you feeling like you're getting away with anything. Pursuers can smell withdrawers manipulation a mile away if they're in balance, just like withdrawers can smell a pursuer's manipulation miles away, because a lot of them, when you're imbalanced and you're in these relationships together like that, you both use those tactics to control because you feel out of control, right? So for you, I feel like this is a mature set that I'm talking with, but I just feel like there are some new things that you're about to introduce yourself to take into your relationships, right? Whether it's a rough patch that you're working through too, like I got for the general fire signs, or whether it's a case that you've had previous relationships where these sorts of things happen, and so now you're like opening your heart and mind up to like, why is this happening? Why do I attract these sorts of people? What does this say about me? What is my personality like in these relationships, these partnerships? How do I make people feel? How do they make me, versus how do they make me feel all the time? Five of Swords, Empress card. What I tell you, Five of Swords, Empress card with the Queen of Swords. Yeah. I feel like some of you with those sorts of people that's impulsive like that and imbalanced, that's pursuers, you feel like they stole your voice a lot of times too, or they talk over top of you, or they use their like that fiery aggression to be the only one to talk, and then when it's time for you to talk, they criticize you probably and called you pussy, or told you, like, they probably made you feel like you don't know how to verbalize, or you don't know how to formulate sentences to get your point across. And a lot of times, if you don't have the time to sit back and really think about what it is that happened, why it happened, how it made you feel, what you want that person to understand, then you will shut down. And you do have people that can take advantage of that. So that's another reason why you do withdraw. I'm a withdrawer. And I tend to, I always attract pursuers. It's a very real psychological thing. Most times we do. And so I know opposites attract seem very general, but it has so many components to it. It's not just how people make it out to be like, oh, I'm from the hood and you from a wealthy family or a good place, and so we attract. That's surface level. When we're talking everything that's unseen or that's going on beneath the surface, it's like that polarization is a real thing. But that's how you get the best lessons, And that's why I'm enjoying doing these Venus placements, because I love exploring it. I love exploring polarization in love and companionship and partnership, but that could be because I'm a Libra as well. And I have a Libra placement in Venus too. So Tower card, and Libras are about partnerships, okay? Teamwork. Let me see, Tower card. Three of Swords. Yeah, you to me it feels like you're still working through a heartache here, and you just need time. And I feel like you be scaring the shit out of people when you are quiet and you take out that time. But it's a real thing. It is. And I feel like I probably be doing that to people too. But I be missing them and stuff, but it's just like, I know I have to do this. And if I care enough about myself and that person, I need that time. It's important for me. Just like they may feel like, hey, I care and I love about you. I love you as a pursuer. Can't you see that? We need to talk about this now because, and like I said, and when they're in balance and if they suffer from neglect and abandonment, they're gonna think that it's not funny, but for real, they'll think that you're gonna like leave. Like if you have too much time to think about shit, you might come to too much of your senses and decide that you no longer want to be in a relationship with them. So pursuers are very, they are very anxious. They can be very, very anxious. Especially if they suffer from abandonment and neglect. So they don't they usually, if you walk away and they're not balanced, they assume the worst. And like, you know what, I'm going to wake up, this person going to be packed up and gone. And, and so a lot of them, when they're not balanced too, that's why you see a lot of pursuers are like real fiery, and especially the ones that's imbalanced and don't like to be alone. They'll be, especially the guys, There'll be, well, not just guys, because women are just as promiscuous, can be just as promiscuous, but I think it turns up a little bit when once they fear that they're going to lose someone that they love, and when they don't feel worthy of them or the connection, or they feel like they messed up. This is what pursuers will do. And if because in that moment with you, when the argument was going on, they feel like that was the time to resolve it. That was where the conflict resolution was supposed to take place. Whereas you feel like, no, not right now. I'm not going to be able to reach resolution with you. You feel like it's supposed to take place a little later after you process your thoughts. But if they don't feel secure in themselves or in the connection, they'll just assume the worst if they're not balanced. However, there are healthy, balanced pursuers, and it takes practice. They won't know, y'all both won't know that y'all could trust each other to allow y'all to, one another to be who you truly are until it has to happen it has to keep happening for the muscle to get stronger, right? Chariot card here. So yeah, I feel like I'm hearing give in. So I feel like you're about to get back out there, get back in, whether it's you're about to go back to resolve the rough patch in your relationship. To my single ones, you are almost ready to get back out there. You feel like maybe you've read enough. Maybe some of you have been doing therapy, life coaching, maybe even like meditating, grounding yourselves on your own, watching mindfulness things like healthy content and stuff, just getting yourself mentally and emotionally prepared to get back out there and connect again, because you do want it, but you're letting the losses, you're processing these losses. You don't believe in just getting back outside when you're fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You like to be put together when you get back outside. I like this for you. See, Page of Pentacles. I feel like the start for a lot of you is going to be like what you get into when you get back out there feels very scarletly. So I feel like you'll meet your love, especially for my singles, you'll meet your love like around something educational. And for my ones is working through a rough patch, I feel like this is something you two will end up doing together. Something with knowledge around relationships, like the psychology of women, the psychology of men. All of you guys are going to get real deep like that. I'm excited for it. It feels like a true evolution, guys. All right. Saggies, placements, and Venus. My name is Dami. You're watching Pretty Blind Eyes, and I'll see you next go around. Bye.